There's an idea out there that agility equals speed. And I think this is in the same category of Agile project manager, right? It's an oxymoron. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing. That's not what agility is about. Agility is about spending your time well. That's probably a bit that I think that's a good way to describe it. Probably spending your time well. The time we do spend is on valuable endeavors. We spend less time doing the wrong thing and more time doing the right thing. That's the idea that we're trying to achieve. But in order to find the right thing, we've got to try 10 things to find the 3 things that work, right? So the idea that agility is about speed is a complete fallacy, because we might have to do 9 things before we find the one thing that works. So if each of those things took 2 weeks, that's 20 weeks, and we did one thing. Well, why don't we just decide what those 10 things are up front, look at them, and go, let's do that one. Let's do number 5, and just do that one thing, and then we're done. We've built a product, right? Well, is that the right product? Does it have market fit? Are people going to buy it? Is it even the right feature? Does it actually provide value to the customers? We don't know any of those things. We could have just built the wrong thing. Lots of organizations fail because of assumptions. They fail because they think they're building the thing that they want, but they're not. They're not building the thing that the customer wants. And my favorite example was I use this one. I use this one a lot. Sorry, that I was they've been bought, so now the product sucks. But I was an average user of a product called Zoom AI. Right, so this was an awesome product, and what it allowed you to do was multiple things. It was basically a calendaring tool, right? One of those calendaring tools, but its unique focus was on a kind of bot based calendaring tool. So you could have you had a bot. I use Teams, so I had a bot in Teams that I can just go message it and say, I want to meet with Simon at 4:00 on Friday. Go organize that. And it will go email Simon and say, Simon, Martin wants to meet at 4:00 on Fridays. Does this work for you? Yes or no. Would you like to pick some times that you and Martin have available? Okay, pick some times, and then it comes back, and that was that story. So it was a bot-based interactive. It was maybe a bit early, right? Probably the versions coming now with AI are going to make this a lot more effective, but it worked, and it was great. But I and almost all of the other customers found that they didn't really use it that way. What they used it was a calendaring tool. Send people a link. Here's how. Here's my free time. Go book a slot, because it was just easier, right? You didn't even have to write a message to somebody. Just send them a link. So while they were Zoom AI and this AI story, they actually very much ended up just changing the whole company ethos and focus from that to Calendar Hero, and they were just another calendaring tool, but a very good one. They've been bought by somebody else now, and everything's gone to crap. But because you're really good, somebody comes and buys you, and then they absorb you and eat you, and now you're no longer good. But that idea of completely changing not only your business, your focus, your company name, is around what is your market fit. And what a lot of big organizations fail to realize is that their market changes. It's not that they fail to realize it, it's that they don't understand how to take advantage of it, because they build up rust, right, in all of the bureaucracy that builds up around the organization. We shouldn't have a lot of bureaucracy. If you have a lot of bureaucracy in your organization, you're doing it wrong, right? That's all. You're not able to respond to market changes quickly enough if you have a lot of bureaucracy. Local optimizations, right? So this comes back to that idea of agility is not equal to speed. The purpose of agility is not to go faster. If you think you're going to do Agile to make you go faster, you're wrong. It's not going to work that way. If you have 300 things to do, it's going to take 300 things worth of time to do. Whether you do Agile, Waterfall, whatever, you've got 300 things to do. The way Agile makes it seem like you're going faster is maybe you don't need 300 things. Maybe you only need 100 things. That's how it might seem like it's faster, because we do 100 things and we're done, right? Think of the Sentinel Project, right? That's the big famous one. That was the US FBI records keeping system. 1995, brand new system was delivered. It was green screen with terminals, right? We all had Windows 95 at that point. And they realized it was obsolete the moment they shipped it. So they started working on the new version, Project Sentinel, right? And they had money from Congress, so $400 million. And I can't remember the company, it might have been Lockheed Martin that was building it. And they spent 4 years, $400 million. And at the end of that, they didn't have a working product. No working product. So they had to go to Congress, get more money, $300 million, 5 years, spent $300 million, another 5 years, no working product, right? Not very fast. Got to, I don't know, 2012. They've been going for nearly 10 years. This project had been going for nearly 10 years, maybe 2005. Anyway, nearly 10 years. And they decided to quit the whole thing. They took the best people out of the group that they had building it. They hired them. The FBI physically hired the people. Set up scrum teams in the basement of the Hoover building. So they had about 40 people, went from 400 people to 40 people, and they delivered to production within a year. So you could say that they went faster, but they didn't go faster. They just didn't try and build the whole thing. They just built the first piece, right? They got to production within a year. That's the speed that we're talking about. We're not actually talking about delivering what you thought you were going to get faster. You're going to get a better product in the same amount of time. So the best way to think about it is, if we have let's say it costs $10,000 per sprint, we've got $100,000, we can do 10 sprints. We can do 5 things per sprint. Do we just do these 50 things we decide up front? Or do we figure out as we go which 50 things are the best 50 things to build? We've still spent exactly the same amount of time, but we have a better 50 things that we've delivered. We've got 50 of the righter things than just the 50 things we thought we needed at the start. And that's why Agile is not about speed.